Hey, welcome back everyone to the Wanneroo channel. This is going to be part 3 of the Sierra 110 grain varmeters for 300 Blackout. So I'm just outside here getting some vitamin D. It's a nice sunny day. Still tons of snow and ice, but hopefully we're going to get a warm up here pretty soon. And the weather's going to start to improve some. So in this video here, we had some issues, I guess, filming it. Just about everything electronic that I took with me into the backcountry to film the video had some sort of issue. The EOTech crapped out. The chronograph was playing up. That was kind of my fault, I guess, in the end when we found out what it was. And the iPhone audio cut out with the shooting a bit. And just all sorts of, the GoPro decided to record at 5 times the speed. So I'm going to put some other snowshoeing footage in from a couple weeks before. Not as much snow and ice. But you know, a couple weeks later when I filmed the video. But I'll roll in about a minute or so of that so you can get an idea of what it takes to kind of hike back in there. It takes a bit. So, the other thing too is I just want to say, hey, thanks to everyone who's liking, sharing, subscribing to the videos, leaving a comment. All that stuff really helps out quite a bit. So just to give you a heads up too, there's going to be a lot more to come. So stay tuned. You know, 300 Blackout's kind of a perpetual project of mine, but there's going to be a lot of other stuff we're going to be doing on this channel. I've already filmed different videos with gear and stuff like that. So, you know, should be some interesting stuff out there. Gear, guns, reloading, driving, and other things about living a good quality of life. So, you know, a lot more to come. So stay tuned for that and, you know, hopefully enjoy it. So, enjoy the video. I'm currently editing everything together. So you'll kind of see all the problems unfold as they do. And also, too, I will try to either put in the description below or on the screen the actual chronograph data. It's kind of hard to hear in the audio, so I'll try to get that kind of squared away so that you can see what the numbers are for that. So anyways, folks, hope everybody's doing good. Enjoy the video. Thanks. Whew, I finally made it up here. It was a difficult climb, I'll tell you. The snow is frozen and refrozen multiple times, plus we've had different ice storms and snowstorms. So it's like this hard crust. So every step that you take, you just break right through. And so every step was just, you know, it was just really slow going. I haven't even checked the time. I don't know how long it took me to get in here, but it took a lot longer than usual, that's for sure. So this is what it all looks like. Totally ice over here on the front porch. That's totally buried. Range is pretty much buried under probably at least 2 feet of snow, probably more. It's all been packed down quite a bit. And the gong is up there, and the snow is practically up to the gong. So, pretty crazy. And even the fire pit over here, fire pit, oh man, that's that's wild. That's totally buried. So yeah, a lot of heavy wet snow. So it's going to take a while this year for all this stuff to melt. So anyways, I guess I'll go ahead and get unpacked and get everything out and get it ready to go. Don't want to stay up here too long for the sun to set and all that, and the sun to start going down in the sky. So have to get moving here and get everything ready to go. All right, so we got all of our essentials out. Our rifle, of course. So we're going to shoot some Nozzler Armageddons to get everything kind of warmed up and make sure the chronograph is working good. We've got our magneto speed chronograph. So far I've been pretty happy with these. Our brass catcher, because I don't want to be chasing around nice pieces of brass in the snow and ice. Our little shooting block here. And then, of course, our ammo we're testing today. 18.5 up to 19.5 with little gun and our hearing protection. And, of course, we have some lunch, fortunately. So, we will dig into lunch first, along with some hot tea. And then we'll get started shooting. All right, so we're just getting ready to start shooting, and well, the EOTech failed. So what exactly is going on with it? I don't know if it's the cold weather today. It was working fine just recently. Let's see, not that long ago, maybe about 2 weeks ago. Replaced the battery at some point in the past year. Haven't used it all that much, so either the battery's totally shot, which I'll find out whenever I get home, or the EOTech doesn't like the cold, or I don't know what's going on. So anyways, the funny thing is that of all the stuff that I packed up here, spare batteries for the trail cameras, because I was going to replace the trail camera cards, you know, spare this, spare that, you know, pretty much have everything, but I don't have a spare CR123 battery. So, definitely won't be doing any accuracy testing today. We're not going to let it go to waste. We'll go ahead and log our data in terms of the feet per second, but it's always a reminder, and that's why I like doing things like this, because it's the same thing as like shooting matches, you know, going to a pistol match like IDPA or USPSA, or going to, you know, a rifle match or something like that, is that it's good to do these types of things because you find those points of failure. And, you know, whether it's something that you didn't prepare for, or whether it's equipment failure, or in this case, like the batteries conking out, you know, whatever it might be, it's kind of good that you do these things because you find those points of failure, because the one day when you need that EOTech to work, or that rifle to work, or, you know, that optic that you're using to work, or your holster to work, or whatever it might be, you know, you can't be dealing with failures. So that's why I like to put stuff to the test and find out exactly, you know, what it's going to do, and, you know, how it's actually going to work, and, you know, if it is going to fail or whatever the issues are. So, yeah, just kind of a good lesson. And to me, like I said, that's why I like to do these things, because you find those things. So whenever I get home, I'll figure out what it is, but I'm not going to let the trip go to waste because it took so long to get up here, and it's going to take a while to get back down and get out of here. So, you know, won't be able to test any accuracy at all today, but it'll be a thing of, we'll go ahead and get our data for what we were trying to do, and we'll at least have that to go away with. But it is a good lesson to learn. So, you know, I'm kind of glad in a way it happened. And so, yeah. So anyways, we'll go ahead and we'll get started shooting, and we'll see what kind of data we get. The first thing I'm going to do is shoot some other rounds first, kind of get everything warmed up, make sure the chronograph's working good, and then I'll get into shooting the Sierra varmeters, and we'll see what speeds we get out of those. All right, so now, hilariously enough, the chronograph isn't working, so we'll have to figure that out. So this is a new magneto speed. I've used it before, and it worked fine before. So yeah, what's going on? I guess we'll figure it out. So I'll turn the camera off and see what the deal is and see what we can do. All right. So I changed the spacer on the chronograph. So we'll see how that works and see what it does. Okay, so we changed the spacer on the chronograph. It's getting cold, so changed the spacer on the chronograph, and it looks like everything is working good. Tested it out, so we should be good to go. So we have 10 rounds of the 18.5 in here with little gun, and we'll see what we get. $21.87, $22.39, $22.42, $22.30, $22.37, $22.24, $22.46, $22.86, $22.25, $22.67. Okay. So that'll be the 18.5 of little gun. All right, now we're set up with 19 grains of little gun, so let's let it rip. 2316. 2026. 2312. 2307. No reading. $22.69. No reading. $23.19. 2337. 2367. All out. All right. Okay, so my fault. I changed the sensitivity, so hopefully I changed it back to where it needs to be. So let's get back to it. 2381. 2381. 2433. 2343. 2384. 2304. 2475. 2434. Okay, that's it. That'll wrap it up. So just to kind of wrap it up, seat of the pants, kind of finish this off. Temperatures are dropping. Sun's starting to kind of go down in the sky a bit. So I got to get a move on, get out of here. Can't hang around for too much longer, so got to get moving. But basically from today, you know, good experience overall in the sense that the EOTech failed for some reason. So maybe it's just a dead battery or didn't like the cold. I don't know what the deal is there. But that's one of those things to kind of figure out and, you know, see what the story is there. The chronograph had one issue with it. It just turned out to be a spacer. And then the other goof that I made was while going through and deleting things, I changed the sensitivity rating, so that was my fault. So I've only used that chronograph. This is my second time using this particular chronograph, the magneto speed. So that was my goof, so my fault on that one. In terms of the consistency on the velocity, that's one of those things where today I saw some numbers I wasn't overly happy with in terms of it seemed like too wide of a spread. And then there were different times where it seemed like some of the shots were pretty tight in terms of the velocity. It seemed like on the 19.5, it really kind of spread out. So it was kind of, you know, all over the place a bit. It seemed a bit more. So don't know really what the story is with that. And it could be the other thing too is little gun is not the most ideal powder for lighter weight 300 Blackout bullets. That might just be the story on it. That could be you know, I've had good luck with little gun and Blackout before, but that might be a thing where whenever I experiment with 125 grain bullets, you know, maybe little gun will work good for that. So, you know, we'll continue to investigate. Probably the other thing is too, we didn't really get any accuracy testing in today at all. We didn't even get to hit the gong. So that was kind of a disappointment with the EOTech being down and all that. But okay, so, you know, it is what it is. I think it'll be one of those things where, you know, this project, it'll have to be a deal where probably once all the snow melts and things kind of, the weather gets a bit better, where I'll be able to kind of jump back into it and kind of, you know, whatever load I decide on here to go with for now, then, you know, come back and revisit it in the spring, do some accuracy testing, and see where we're at. The other thing too is on a lot of these 300 Blackout rifles that I have, it's a thing where I don't have like a good variable scope with, you know, kind of a higher power scope, in other words. So a lot of them are set up with red dots and stuff like that. So that might be a thing where I need to look into getting something like that so I can kind of, you know, get a better handle on some of the accuracy and kind of maybe tighten it up a little bit that way. So that's something to think about for the future. But again, it's one of those things where 300 Blackout, if I can range out to 100, 150 yards with the terrain that I'm shooting in, then I'm pretty happy. So, you know, if I'm hitting center of the gong at 100, then hey, sweet. That's, you know, pretty much what I'm looking for. So I'm not looking for extreme tight accuracy and shooting it out to hundreds and hundreds of yards. I do have, there is a guy that I know that he does shoot Blackout out to 600 yards. And, you know, you have to basically fire it like a mortar, but, you know, he makes it happen. But for me, you know, I don't really have the space even anywhere around here with the way the woods are. So that's not really that big an issue to have to range out that far. So anyways, so yeah, fun day today. Time to put the snowshoes on, get cracking, get down the mountain, and get back to it. So thanks everyone for watching. I appreciate it. Any comments or questions or whatever, you know, feel free to let me know. Like, share, and subscribe kind of helps the algorithm and puts it out there so other people might see it and watch it and all that. And, you know, I'm always open to suggestions and stuff, and sharing information. To me, that's what this is about, is helping people from my experiences and learning from other people's experiences and all that too. So, you know, that's for me what it's all about. So thanks everyone for watching, and any questions, again, just let me know. All right, have a good one, y'all.